Chrissy. It's Saturday, April 27th, and I did a video this morning about the first bank failure of 2024, and I was just perusing my trusty internet and see our buddies in Wilmette. We've talked about the migrants getting dropped off in Wilmette. So there's an article, I guess. They passed an ordinance there, although it's not like the normal ordinances around here where they don't want the drop-offs. Wilmette has passed ordinance that limits the drop-offs between like 4:30. You can't drop off like at you could only drop off between 8 a.m. and 4:30 p.m. It designates the metro station as a drop-off location and creates fines ranging from $50 to $750 and the possibility to impound the bus for violations. It's interesting. They've got a lot of buses there. The village manager said Wednesday that 68 buses from Texas have dropped off more than 2,700 migrants at the Wilmette Metro Station. It says the vast majority of drop-offs have been orderly. Several have happened during overnight hours. And it says there was a total of 36 buses that arrived between 4:30 and 9 a.m., which would be overnight hours. The reason they're adding this ordinance is because of reduced staffing from the Wilmette Police Department overnight. And they want to treat, they're still, though, they still want these people to come to their fair city to be welcome. They said they're a welcoming city. Wilmette is a welcoming city, and they just want to make sure that these people get downtown safely. And they said, there's no food around at 2 in the morning, and I guess the first bus doesn't start until like 4:30 or 5 o'clock in the morning. So depending on when people show up, it could be several hours before the buses start. So their town had a big discussion, and they're like tree huggers over there in Wilmette. So it's they're lovers over there. They love these people. Let them have them. They also talked about how there's money they could get potentially from Cook County. There's $20 million that's been set aside for welcoming communities. But I think Cook County wants you to take in these people. So they said that they wanted her officials to look into the money the county has set aside that could be used to reimburse municipalities. Said they had a lot of thoughts, different thoughts, but most of them, they said that the ordinance is reasonable and they believe it's compassionate. And they said it'd help alleviate pressure on the police department. I wonder why the police department's reducing numbers overnight. Just saying. Maybe they're done with this. Maybe they're done being migrant border monitors during the midnight hours. It says the limitations on timing of unscheduled drop-offs in this ordinance ensures that our police department can adequately support bus passengers and respond to emergency calls for service. Well, yeah, we can see thieves start scheduling buses and then knocking off stores in the meantime. That would be a great way to ensure that you could get some good stuff. Yeah, and while giving the new arrivals a better opportunity to quickly access services offered by the city of Chicago. She also thanked those who helped the migrants. I am so thankful for the outpouring of generosity from our community and from the extraordinary efforts of volunteers as well as police department who managed this with professionalism and care. They ended that they can, if there's any complications with this new ordinance, it can always be amended. There you go. Wilmette has an ordinance, but they're concerned too that these people may, if they pass this ordinance, places like Glenview may start to see buses because Glenview's got 2 metro stations. I'm not sure if Glenview has an ordinance or anything about the border buddies or anything like that. And then there's a section here. It says no reported increase in crime. So some speakers said they were concerned that the arrival of migrants would lead to increased crime. And the mayor said that there had been no reported crime incident connected to migrants in Wilmette just yet. So there you go. There you go. The people of Wilmette have passed an ordinance just to make sure they don't get them at late night hours or they got to get out of bed. They don't want to get out of bed and take care of these migrants. There you go. There you go. 68 buses so far this year from Texas in Wilmette. They've welcomed 2,700 migrants to their community and said, here's a ticket. Go downtown. We don't want you here. So there you go. There you go. Migrant Mayhem, DJ Wonder, Chrissy, like, share, and subscribe. Bringing you guys cutting edge news about the migrants. As I said, I think they're starting to, I'm starting to see them in the grocery stores and stuff around here. As I said before, it's kind of easy to see them. They don't speak English. And I know we've got a Salvation Army set up over here. So I'm sure there's people behind the scenes working to find housing out here for them and communicating with downtown and having them bust up here, send them up on the train and letting them live in some of the apartments we have around here. I'm almost sure of that. So they're here to stay. They're here to stay unless we can come up with a way to deport them. As I've told you guys, I used to donate to the Salvation Army. No longer. I used to donate to the local food pantry. I don't do that any longer either because I got a feeling they're part of the problem too. So look where you're putting your money. If you're donating to charities, double check because a lot of these charities are helping out either at the border and or in your local community. Samaritan's Purse, which has always been a good charity, right? For Christians, Samaritan's Purse. I think they're affiliated with Liberty University. I saw a video earlier this year where they're actually set up in Honduras or Guatemala. They are running a tent and providing food and medical care to migrants as they're coming up, making the trek through the through the country south of Mexico. So even Samaritan's Purse has kind of got their hand into helping these people. So it's crazy. It's crazy. And then ultimately it's your tax dollars being sucked up like that, right? And then sucking up of your tax dollars happens pretty quickly once they arrive here. And I have saw some reports where the preferred place for migrants is Denver and Chicago right now. They've got the word that New York City is not as hospitable as it used to be. So guess where they're going? Chicago and Denver. Haven't heard an update from my buddy in Denver. Hey, in the I forget his whole name, but he's the Incarnate. Part of his tag name is Incarnate. Give us some updates on Denver. I know we got a couple other people too from the Denver area, and they watch and provide some content every once in a while. But winter's over there. I guess they didn't have the measles problem there that I'm aware of. Chicago had the measles, so I haven't heard anything about evictions from the shelters that were supposed to occur prior to the measles being a big thing. So I think that they're just letting them lie there for now. But at some point, they're going to end up with too many people if they can't find housing for these people fast enough. So that's the rush that's on now. The weather's getting a little bit better here. You're going to see the buses come in bigger numbers as I think the people in Wilmette noticed that too. They're going to start seeing more buses, so they started to put a little bit of controls in place to make it a little bit better. So that's an update on the migrants. Hot off the press. They passed their resolution, and but see, the media here doesn't cover it. They do not cover that buses were coming to Wilmette. I got that tidbit from someone deep in the inners of YouTube. So you got to do your research. You got to reach out and look for articles. And like I said, this one popped up this morning. So there you go. Like, share, and subscribe. I am DJ Wonder Chrissy. This is Migrant Mayhem on the Land Cruiser Midwest on the tube. So we're tracking every move of the migrants, okay? Another reason why you got to be prepared, right? If you're using a food pantry in your local area, they're going to suck every bit of food out of that pantry pretty quickly. So stock up, folks. Stock up on food. Stock up on the stuff you need, because you may never know if what you need is going to be there, okay? You need to have it available. You need to have it within an arm's reach. And there you go. Okay, check out the video about the first bank failure of the year. Republic First Bank in Pennsylvania went under on Friday and has been sold. FDIC swooped in and ended up selling it to a rival bank. So check out that video, and be careful, folks. Be careful. Be careful financially, with your food, with your preps, with your security. Be careful and be prepared, because if you're not prepared, the only thing you can be is scared. So over and out, DJ Wonder Chrissy, catching you guys on the rebound. I need to get a shave today. Got to shave today.